What's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. You know what, let's throw a plug for the merchant, you know what I'm saying? Go get a West Desert Wheeler shirt, linked down below, linked in all my videos. You can always grab one in any video. But today, we've got Sydney running around behind me. Thanks to the new GoPro 11, I knew that was happening. Got the screen on the front now, it's all weird. I get all self-conscious. But SCX6 Honcho, gonna be having some fun with this thing. We've got some upgrades on it. So one of the first things, it's actually one of the coolest upgrades I've put on this is Fine Laser Designs sent over a clipless body mount. So you just come in here with your fingers, pop that clip up, there goes your body. No more messing around with the body pins. But the cool part is these posts still exist, so it still self-centers, locked in. These trucks weigh 26 pounds and I can pick up the truck with the body. So that clip is extremely strong and it's 2 screws to install. It just clamps right onto the existing body posts, which were built to take these kind of forces. So freaking awesome product there. Hi Sydney, hello. The next product we've got is actually inside the tires. These are some prototype SL3D squid inserts. Squid inserts. But we've got some medium fronts and then some firm inner, medium outers in the rear. So these are prototypes. I'm going to give some feedback to them, but we're going to be paying attention to our tires, checking out things like side roll and overall just how the tires grip and feel today. I was just on this obstacle. I drove in here and up this crack. I couldn't quite get all the way out the top, but I wanted to try and get a video of it. Of course, it might not be possible. It's just one of those that I feel like I'm not going to be able to get on camera, but we're going to try anyway. Let's jump into it, grab the controller, let's hit the rocks. All right, so we've got our Spec RC aluminum 2.9 bead locks on here. This is their early design where they did pretty much a clone of the factory wheels, but you get the scale hardware going on in there. They've got multiple designs now with their own center cap design as well. So if you guys are interested in some high-end aluminum wheels for your SCX6, check out Spec RC. Let's see if we can get up in here and balance already. Oh yeah, one more upgrade that we did on this. I just put them on this morning, like an hour and a half ago. Deez shock bands. So SCX6 sized shock bands. I'm a big fan of them in the 10th scale side of things. And Dustin helped prototype them. I helped Dustin prototype them by letting him borrow my SCX6 Jeep. He had that for a little while, got them developed. And then I took those bands off the Jeep and put them on my Honcho just because I like driving the Honcho a little more. I feel like it's more of a hardline killer. So let's get our front end up in here. We're gonna side hill for a second and then turn all the way across into the crack. Okay, got our rear up on the wall. Now we're talking. One last small detail on this truck, but gotta throw it out there anyway. Rock Pirates RC side plates on the bed. They're black, they sit in front of the rear tires, but they got the skull and crossbones in there, the Jolly Rogers in there. Don't let go, truck, don't let go. Okay. So as I was headed over to this obstacle, I got the truck incredibly bound up and I was under throttle and I heard a horrendous snap. I don't know what's broken on it yet. We're gonna have to find out though. So I'm kind of just paying attention to like if it's doing anything weird while it's wheeling. And so far it seems normal, but I know I broke something. It sounded bad. Could be a ring and pinion, could be something to do with the panhard. Just trying to force it through a spot that it didn't want to fit. And I broke it somehow, we're gonna find out. So I have a trail out here that I refer to as zip tie because the first time I came out, I broke a servo mount and had to zip tie my servo on. But I created it with the 10th scale car, and I'm curious if an SCX6 will get over a couple of these obstacles. This is one of the hardest obstacles on the trail, and I've been denied probably half the time I've tried it with 10th scales. So I'm just curious if the scale of the 6 will make it easy or not. It just slips off right at the wrong time. With the bumper, I can't quite force it in there. There we go, there we go. So certainly not easy. The tire's conforming well, just kind of pointing up the tire inserts. This left rear's got a lot of pressure on it. It's doing pretty good. We can settle this down by letting this front end fall in a bit. There she goes. And that right rear is going to catch the rock and push it right on up. Maybe if I just turn into it. Well, there you go. SCX6 can get it done. Not really surprised, but just curious how it would go. Certainly still difficult. All right, guys. This is like the main obstacle on the trail. It's where I broke the servo mount. This is the obstacle why this trail exists. I was out here with a buddy at one point and saw this and knew that I wanted to incorporate it into a trail somehow. And so everything else is really just to get you to and from this obstacle. This is the furthest point out in the trail, and it's a big loop. But this obstacle itself is a V-crack, and it pinches in close at the top, and then it opens back up down the backside. So it's kind of like a big pyramid, really. It's super cool. It's very unique. I don't know of many obstacles out there like this. It's unique for my area. This is so big it actually can get balanced pretty well on the way up and stay balanced on each wall. The tent scales, I usually have to wash the front end over and then bring it back left. Is it gonna stick it? Yes. Oh, that was awesome. Don't let go, don't let go. Just that little wall is gonna save us. Hopefully. Hopefully. Come on, truck. Like literally, I can see each lug of the Swamper just trying to grab onto that. I ended up a little too far over on that passenger front tire, and it's trying to push the truck up and backwards as I go. If I had more servo, oh, it's so close. I just need the thing to settle down. That was purely, that was all Swamper tread design right there. I could see each lug grabbing and pushing the truck up. And just like one by one, it would creep forward. This is where overdrive on this truck would really help it out. I don't have any in it. I need to get some. Oh, God. It really locked in on traction for a second. It was working great. Maybe it'll magically pull its way up. I think it's going to come up and then unload. Front right's trying to do. Front right's trying to climb. This is exactly what happened last time. Yep, and it unloaded on me last time too. Same result. Weird. Come on, 6. We can get this. We were so close the first try. I think next time I get that tire to just load up like that, I just need to kind of commit and not like full bump, but just throttle through. Just steady throttle. Trying to tuck that front tire on the inside of the ledge to stop it from letting it slip out on us. But it gets so light, the tire tries to come up and over the ledge. Just trying to keep it locked in. I don't have any steering. Well guys, unfortunately having to take the defeat on that one today. I will come back and try that one again in the future, no doubt. But here we've got a big steep climb into a series of really big ledges, but luckily we brought the really big truck, right? This is stuff that like doesn't really look possible for 1/10 scale. So that's kind of why I enjoy trying it in this 6 scale. Like that first crack that we tried today, that is not a 10th scale obstacle. I don't have a car that would do that other than this 6. So that's kind of the fun part with these, is trying to find the new terrain for them. I'm actually going to try and grab onto that top ledge on the way up. Right there. If I can get the front end to settle in. Ouch. So the front ditch light up on the hood there, that was compromised by my 1-year-old son. He loves to crawl around on top of the SCX6. And I think at one point he just grabbed a hold of it and ripped it off. So the threads are probably good and stripped anyway. So that's not really Axial's fault there. My boy just got excited and ripped the light off. So thanks, Atlas. But it's all good, I don't care. He can have fun with the truck just like I do. That left rear is just trying to flip us over. There it goes, there it goes. Nice, nice. That was a big ledge. I think we're gonna possibly use this branch. See if we can get the right turn on the way through. It rotated, but it's not going up that. Oh, there we go, we got it. Just had to throttle out. All right, guys, we got a big crack here. It's not crazy steep. I'm pretty sure the truck will get up that. We're gonna see if we can transfer out of the left side and up the wall from there. So that'll be the real challenge. So let's see how the Honcho does. I've driven this with 10 scales. It's a little tricky with those. The wheelbase on them just makes it to where you really got to kind of time your turns and whatnot. Because there's these weird like ledges along the way, and your rears get in there and have to fight through it. And then you have to use your front to try and turn up or down the crack and help it just pull its way through. So like right here, there's a dip on both tires, which is very bad. So we need to level out the rear for that dip to try and help it climb. Nice, nice. See, just that little reset there really made a huge difference in how it climbed it. The truck was way more stable. It didn't want to unload on that climb. I think we're gonna go all the way up and out and then cross over this gap. The wall straight ahead of us is probably too steep for the 6. We can try it. It's really one where you'd have to like throttle up it. And this truck, currently, my 2-speed servo burned up, so I don't have 2-speed right now. All right, Sydney's gonna lead us through the standard zip tie trail. Just dump it in here on its side and cruise on through. It's a horrible idea, by the way. It doesn't work well. Oh, would you look at that? Crawling just worked perfectly. Okay, I've never driven a 6 through this. We'll see if it's possible. Already gonna try and swing in and get ourselves set up better for making it up and out of the crack. Front right's pinched and trapped. Just squeeze that through. Couldn't handle any more angle than that, I'll tell you that right now. Go, 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 go. Perfect. Once the front left's in there, it's gonna hook around the wall and pull the rears right up. And I can't ignore the fronts while the rears come up. There's these little ledges on the right wall that you have to deal with that make this a lot more technical. Now I've kind of been ignoring the left rear, so I got to drive the front left high on the wall to keep the rear left as high as I can. I'm using all the steering I have, which is hilarious because the tire looks like it's straight. Turn, turn, turn. All right, not bad. Really not bad at all. Now this one looks a lot uglier than it really is. It's usually not too bad. It's steep and it's jagged, but there's so much grip that the trucks just grab on and drive right out. Oh crap, I don't think I'm gonna fit through there. This truck might be big enough to go up and over it though. This is new. These are the things that you're gonna see when you drive a 6 versus a 10th scale. Normally I just drive through the pocket and like it's nowhere even close to fitting, but I've never even had to consider that. Like that's hilarious. So right now I'm trying to get my rear worked over to the wall so that it gets pinched and drives over it instead of drives under it. And I think we just hit it, just barely. Trying to get this front end to settle in a little more. We're in trouble actually. I need to back up. So there it goes. The left rear is climbing too quickly and is trying to turn the front end for us. We're not going to let it. There's not a great exit here. Full on our sliders. Rear tires are off the ground. Just all slider right here. Come on, pull out of it. Pull out of it. Oh, oh, do it, do it. That's it, that's it. Yes, SCX6 got through that. That was ridiculous. It was hanging on the rock sliders 100%. I just managed to get a hook on the fronts to pull it out. Hilarious. This truck gets down. These things are wild, I love them. SCX6, never a disappointment. They're expensive, but they bring $1,100 worth of fun for sure. This one's sketchy because this is just a high-risk line. Like you're very likely to roll off of a cliff, and it's a solid 15-foot drop. And with an SCX6, that's like destroying a truck level drop, because all the weight really hurts them when they fall. Just gets a lot more energy and inertia. Is it gonna side hill it? Not really in a position to catch it either. This is looking pretty ugly. How are our inserts looking? Perfect, not side rolling at all. Lovely. The weight of the truck came down on the front and it squished out, but it doesn't side roll. Perfect. Liking these SL3Ds a lot, actually. The tires are just acting like all my 10th scale stuff where they don't side roll. So I kind of I'm not noticing them anymore. Whereas I used to complain about the single stage foams and they'd make me mad when they would side roll. Where like these dual stage 3D printed inserts are just kind of like make it to where you don't have to worry about your tires anymore. And so that's a really good thing. I'm not having to drive around the foams. Well guys, this is the final obstacle on my zip tie trail, and then from here it's just a sand road back to the truck. So, last obstacle for the SCX6 today. It's been a blast, man. This thing's been doing some wild stuff. Surprising me with some of the things it pulled off. We're getting in trouble there. Rear's dipping in too far. This thing desperately needs a servo, holy cow. But outside of that, oh dear. Outside of that, the mods that I've put on this thing, like the shock bands and the tire inserts, everything's doing really good. I'm liking the Swamper still. Curious if we're gonna see any new tire releases for the SCX6 anytime soon. Crawlers would be cool. I always like crawlers. This obstacle is pretty wild at the end. It's a double V-crack, and like they meet at 90-degree angles, and everything's on a 45-degree angle. It's just a weird one. It's totally unique. Babylon has such cool obstacles. It's not easy for me to access. It's a bit of a drive, but totally worth coming out. Yeah, that rear tire is probably about to fall inside the crack, which I don't necessarily want yet. But check that out. What a great looking shot that is. SCX6 out here in Babylon. I need to try and back up, get you guys a wider angle. Here we go. What's the plan here? I gotta dip the front driver in, and then we're basically gonna bank the wall like Talladega. But the rock slider might stop me from getting on too wild of an angle, so I may need to. There we go, there we go. Perfect, now my left rear is higher, which is exactly what I wanted. And then hopefully I can dip that slider in a little more. I think I actually got the slider closer to the wall, ultimately. And then I never did figure out what sounded like it broke. Could have been the body. The SCX6 does not want to do this, so we're gonna call this the end with the truck wedged in the crack. Sydney saying goodbye. Hey, say goodbye to everybody. Oh, good dog. Good dog. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed the content. Be sure to hit the affiliate links. I'll link the truck down below, the tires, the wheels, Rock Parrots RC, Deez Company, Instagram, you know, follow him there. Follow me at West Desert Wheeler. See you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.